Hi all, if you like what you see, please give a thumbs up or sub, and if you really like what you see, there's a Patreon account listed in the comments. Thanks. Okay, hello everyone. So, what I want to go ahead and do is put together a video of a dish that I actually like a lot and how I cook it. And I thought this might be useful to those of us who out there who are not chefs, because I use the Cuisinart GR5, which is just a grill GR5. What I like about this one is I've got digital controls, which is the one right before it. This was on sale, so it was actually even more of a bargain. This is a GR5. I think the GR3 or 2 or 1, whatever it was, has like 3 knobs. You've probably seen it. With this one, you turn it on. You've got a selector. You can have grill, which is what I use for veggie burgers and lots of other things, or you can go ahead and throw it over in griddle, which is what I'm doing today, because what I'm making today is something different. So that locks in place, it rolls open. It does have a grease trap that's right here. It works okay, you know, it's alright. So what I didn't know until I bought this is, and this might have been a problem with George Foreman, is I didn't let it really let it warm up, which is important here because it warms up and then you put the food on. Now, I also use this for veggie bacon, and I put on sear, and sear it goes for 450 for 2 minutes, and then it drops down to 425, and that actually just does exactly what you want to do. It kind of makes the outside crispy, the inside very delicious, soft and chewy. So, here's what the ingredients I'm using. I'm using Fruffalo Wings because I'm a vegetarian, and these are kind of cool. They come with your packet of spicy sauce, and then this is what they look like originally. The reason that I'm using the grill for this is it allows me to get the inside stays soft and warm, and the outside gets kind of a little bit of a crispiness to it. I actually found the better way to do it, at least what I found is very delicious and has been well received, is I take 2 cups of broccoli Florentine and some cauliflower and whatever green beans. These are my, I try and shop organic when I can, but when I can't, you grab what you can, right? These are French cut. Usually I go with just the full, but I didn't see the package. So my microwave, which I inherited from the prior owner, has a auto cook feature, which is essentially just a defrost, right? And so the cool thing about the defrost is it doesn't get it quite cooked, but it does make it so that there's still a few of them are still frozen, so I wouldn't recommend going straight from defrost to your plate. But if you're going to mix it with something else and heat that back up, this works out really well. When that defrosts, I'll be putting it in a bowl, which I recommend you have one ready, something about this size. If you're making this for your friends, for yourself, or for someone else, one of the things I like to do with the lettuce is I add a little bit of Tamari. And one of the reasons for that is it just adds a, in case you're going to salt something or something along that lines, it really makes a mild difference. And you don't add a lot, you just add just a little bit. As you see here, we got 2 cups of organic vegetables. Just go ahead and put those in. And yeah, that works fine. Now you can go ahead and rinse out. There's always some stuck from the inside, but part of what I'm going to use this for is I'm going to cook the I want the sauce to kind of go in there. And since it's all going back into the same plate, I can go ahead and put the sauce directly in. Now, I know there's going to be real cooks out there that do real stuff, and they're going to have probably real opinions. I always welcome them. I welcome every opinion. But at the same time, even the bad ones, but at the same time, have mercy, because, like I said, this is more for guys who are like me, who don't really cook, but they want to put something nice together for family or otherwise. Now, I would recommend cooking the sauce for about 40 seconds. A minute and 30 is way too long. Okay, now this is just starting to blink now, as you can see, and this is telling me it's ready, so I set the timer. I cooked them for about 12 minutes on each side, or I'm sorry, 12 minutes, about 12 to 14 minutes altogether. Put everything in place just yet. And to go with that, I also thought some tzatziki might be a good addition. Now, the other thing that I want to stress that I really like is I like to go ahead and put in ground black pepper, and I go for the Himalayan salt. The Himalayan salt supposedly helps with migraines. I don't have anything. I put a few dashes in, and this is all going to be mixed up. So there's going to be a little bit of masking by the barbecue sauce anyways. But still, even with the vegetables, I really like to put in the pepper, get that kind of seated in the vegetables first. Another thing is, when you microwave your hot sauce, you'll see some separation occur. Don't be neglected in mixing that. It's really important to just go ahead and get in there and get that color back to uniform. Now, in this case, the little bits of broccoli and green beans are mixing nicely, so it's going to stick to everything also, so that's kind of cool. Alright, so now we flip them. Go in order, because you'll forget. I do. When you hit this again twice, it goes ahead and reset. It goes back to the original count of whatever it was you were working on. So if you had 6 minutes, it goes back to 6 minutes. I like to cook these for about 14 minutes altogether, but I'm giving myself a little bit of playroom. And you shut this off. In these go. And I put them on top because when the sauce goes in, you're going to really want them to get the majority of it and then have it drizzle down to the vegetables. Another thing, just a safety deal, as soon as you get them off of this thing, go ahead, close that up so you don't have any accidental burns, because those are fun. Alright, mix it up, and then just pour it on in there. And then once that's done, that goes in the sink. Add water or it turns into cement later. As I've just learned, be careful about blasting water in there because you can get your eye. That really sucks. Alright. You basically just want to kind of coat everything. I don't recommend the French cut green beans. The experience problem I'm having right now is it's getting hard to they're just the other ones are thick and they get some resistance to them and they're more fun, and this they're all kind of sinking at the bottom, which I don't really care for. And then here we are, and it looks kind of weird at first, but go ahead and put it in the microwave for another I'd say a minute. So it's already been microwaved after it's been cooked, just because I want to keep everything uniformly warm. And now we just go ahead and add it. And I add a little tzatziki to the lettuce because I wanted that to really have a little bit of salty taste to it underneath. The cauliflower, as you can see, is a very nice color, and that's coming out really nice. The green beans aren't as prominent, but like I said, I made the mistake of going with French cut, and I definitely recommend going with a different cut for that. And I want to go ahead and make sure I had a little more cauliflower. And this is just a nice meal to make for someone who is more than just you. Or even just you. You know, treat yourself. It's okay. And the lettuce, like I said, serves double purpose. It just looks a little nicer in presentation. And waste not one. And so you see, that looks kind of nice. And it's very flavorful, and it's just really, really overall delicious. There you go. If I've got something else I'm going to make that I'll show you guys how I do it, and it doesn't take very long. And roughly total cook time under 20 minutes, provided you're not having phone problems.